other renowned health institutions at home and abroad and the general public to help change the fortunes of our healthcare system, especially primary health, to rid the country of communicable and non-communicable diseases and provision of facilities for research in collaboration with medical schools and universities. Well, that's our package for this week. Don't forget to send us your questions, comments and suggestions to questiontime@channelstv.com, or you can also watch us online at channelstv.com. Until next week, it's bye for now.
You've just been watching Question Time. This is Channels Television. Please stay tuned for News Track coming up at noon. Again, it's noon and you're welcome to an abridged version of our edition of News Track. I'm Olumide Macaulay and these are the stories we're tracking at this moment. The federal government has promised that it will continue to support the police and other security agencies to enable them to discharge their duties effectively. Vice President Mamadi Sambo, who represented President Goodluck Jonathan at the passing out ceremony of cadets, assistant superintendents of police, ASPs, and inspectors in Kano State, says the government's support is necessary to enable the police and other security agencies tackle security challenges facing the country efficiently. Vice President Mamadi Sambo adds that the federal government will also strive to improve the quality and numerical strength of the police and other agencies, and that in pursuance of that objective, they recently recruited some 9,000 soldiers into the Nigerian Army. A total of 577 cadet officers and 335 ASPs and 242 inspectors graduated from the academy. The first batch of Nigerians evacuated by the federal government from war-torn Central African Republic have arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital territory. Receiving the returnees, the officials of the National Emergency Management Agency, the Nigerian Army, and the Foreign Affairs Ministry say evacuation of Nigerians from the CAR continues for the next 6 days. Our correspondent, Gloria Umezoke, who was at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, has the story.
Hundreds of stranded Nigerians arriving from Bangui, the capital of the Central African Republic, where the number of people displaced by fighting between Muslim and Christian militias and vigilantes has more than doubled in the past month, owing to increasing violence. Here at the airport, the anxiety is profound and the uncertainty huge in spite of the apparent relief.
Well, contrary to many talks of neglect by the federal government, this is simply an active response to rescue about 30,000 Nigerians that have been residing in the Central African Republic, and they have been taking refuge in the past 1 week at the Nigerian embassy in Bangui.
From here, we'll take them to the camp where they will bath, they will be given food and non-food items. And state emergency management agencies in the respective states have been contacted. They will be on ground tomorrow to start sorting them out. For taking them, they will be conveyed to their respective states in honor, respect, and dignity.
Airport officials continued sorting out the returnees, interrogating them for more details.
But you are from where? I'm from the village. Where is the village?
It was difficult trying to get information, as many of them do not speak English.
I'm not happy. There's many problems, many people are dying, so good.
They're very terrible there. They kill people everywhere, so we are very tired. We are very fear. We are fear.
Eventually, we caught up with Alhaji Gani, an indigene of Borno who lost his wife in the crisis and is deep in grief.
Just when this thing happened, he ran away to come out, meet up his senior sister. Before to land that place, they finished with her.
They kill her.
And that people where they are doing this, the former president people, where they are calling their name Anti-Balaka. Before we reach the embassy of Nigeria, too much of suffering. When we reach there, we never meet embassy, we never meet the consul of the embassy. Even common bread, forget with water, say water for drink. We will never get it. Sometimes they will lock it, sometimes they will open.
The federal government is very responsive and sensitive to the needs of Nigerians, not just in this space, but wherever in the world. And so when news broke about the escalating internal political situation in the Central African Republic, government immediately went to work.
More than 935,000 people have been displaced from their homes in the clashes between Christian militias and the mainly Muslim Seleka rebel group that overthrew President Francois Bozize in March. Evacuation, however, continues for the next 6 days for the remaining 1,635 stranded Nigerians in the Central African Republic to give them lasting relief from the sectarian violence. Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
From that story in Abuja to another in Kaduna State, Nigeria's northwest region, where wives of policemen killed by Boko Haram insurgents are appealing to the government and the Nigerian police to provide them with vocational training and jobs. The widows and other members of their families made the appeal in Kaduna during the distribution of food items by the Nigerian police. The Kaduna State Police Command says the distribution of the items is an effort by the Inspector General of Police to help in alleviating the hardship experienced by families of the dead officers.
It's an effort by the Nigerian police to assist these women whose husbands, all policemen, lost their lives in the fight against members of Boko Haram. The police and other security agencies have lost so many of their personnel since the inception of the insurgency in some parts of northern Nigeria. Regrettably, majority of those officers died while trying to repel the terrorists. In Kaduna State, the sect members have also attacked and killed a large number of security operatives, leaving so many women as widows. These food items alone will certainly not solve the huge burden that comes with widowhood, but the police say it's a token to at least help out in some ways.
Though they have lost their loved ones, or their loved ones pay the supreme price so that Nigerians will continue to live in peace, they, the family members, will continue to be active members of the Nigeria police family.
The widows receive these items with thanks. They, however, appeal to the federal government to provide them with better means of livelihood by training them in different skills to enable them fend properly for themselves and their families.
Where would help come from? Where would we find resources to cater to our families' needs? We're appealing to the force to help us, especially with funds for our children's education.
It's not easy for me to take care of 5 children. I have 5 children, so I'm the only person taking care of these children. It's not easy, so I'm still begging the police. They should help me, please. As Oliver twins, I have no choice than to beg them. They should continue, please, try their best, assist, so that they will be assisting me in one way, especially in my son, so that they should recruit him in the Nigerian police force.
Like the saying goes, it's better to teach a person how to fish than to give the person fish. This indeed is what these women need, acquiring the skills that will make them less dependent on others and more self-sufficient.
Meanwhile, the Kaduna State Police Command has paraded 7 suspected members of a gun-running syndicate involved in the sale, manufacture and repair of locally made guns. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Olufemi Adenaike, says the suspected gun runners were arrested following a tip-off from a member of the public. Mr. Adenake adds that 7 suspects,